1,000 subscribers that I hit the other week. Just waiting to be joined by my mate Tomo from the Martial Geeks, who is also celebrating reaching 1,000 subscribers. Still a bit gutted. I was supposed to be heading down to a class tomorrow night about this time. It would have been over. I was going to accept. Oh, there we go.
Much better.
Hey,
There
nice
we go.
view.
Yeah.
So, how have you been?
I've been doing good. I just ate, so I'm a bit bloated and kind of sleepy, you know, when you eat loads of good food. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Where did you go? What did you have?
It's called Shizuku. It's a sushi restaurant.
Oh,
Very,
nice.
very good. Just kept my equipment, you know, like a true sports guy doing the nicotine addiction cycle.
Yeah. Must be terrible being addicted to things that are bad for you.
What's that there, Alan? It's just water.
Yeah, it's just water. It's like in the UFC where they just hand an empty. Oh, well, I said to you from the start, didn't I? I said he was trying to be a bit weird about it.
Yeah.
It didn't seem genuine. But yeah, like the other night, it started going into overdrive. I really felt like he was trying to intimidate me. Like he was trying to make me feel intimidated, telling me that I couldn't bring anyone else with me, and telling me about all the people that were going to be there. And it's kind of like, yeah, all right, whatever. Like, what are you going to do? Like, you're hardly about to assault me.
And it's
Hello,
crazy.
how's
He
everyone
was
doing?
really threatening with violence. Sorry for interjecting, but it
Yeah.
was all him.
Yeah, he was the only one that ever threatened violence. I just want them to reproduce this bloody fudging, touch me and make me jump stuff.
Yeah. But any news on? Oh, we got a lot of people. I think after 1K, there's a significant difference in like viewership and comments. I've noticed. Just it's so slightly different.
Fake blue, someone's put on it. Who's a fake blue?
Blue as what?
It's a football thing. Someone's on here, United forever. He must be talking about Man City. I'm actually like, I'm not really into football that much, but through my family, I have to be an Everton supporter because that's like tradition. It goes back generations.
Right.
When I did used to follow football, it was definitely Everton I supported. What are we going to talk about then, guys? Apart from my being gutted at the fact that I've had the same person cancel twice on me for a challenge.
Right. It's crazy. And can you speak anything about the other guy that sort of sent a message? Is that in the work?
He's got a student. He seems genuine. I'll be fair. Like, I've got nothing but respect for him so far. He's got his own channel. I have to send you a link. I only saw one video, and I'll be honest. I mean, there was no woo in what he showed.
Right.
How long have you been collecting vintage dinner plates? I haven't got any vintage dinner plates. I wish I did. It's my dream one day to have one of those country homes. You know, like, I don't know. It might be a British thing, but like your nan would always have like, you know, a row of plates like sort of displayed. And I would love to be able to afford a kitchen where I could have just like one of those table dressers full of the most vile, like cheap, nasty looking plates that you can imagine. You know, like really awful pictures on them.
Oh.
What are your thoughts on turtles as pets? This is some random questions. My thought of turtles as pets. I don't particularly like having any pets that wouldn't come back to you if given the choice. I have to say, people, you know, lots of people have different pets. Like you've had spiders, haven't you, Tommy?
Yeah, I still have a tarantula. Sometimes I keep little spiders.
Yeah, well, I thought about getting wolf spiders because
Hey,
they're really cool, but then I found out like they live
they're
from like
lovely.
6 months to 2 years, and I just thought
Yeah,
I'd get too attached.
and not only that, they're like spiders that love to travel and move
Yeah,
around, and yeah. So for a tarantula that I have, they're like terrestrial, like New World tarantulas. Then they just sit in one spot, even if they're in like wilderness. They will find a
yeah,
spot and live there for 15 years. So it's you're not doing any harm to them with keeping them. But I feel like a wolf spider, like maybe it's like inhibiting their natural like feeling of just traveling. So for that reason too, and they don't live for long as well. So
yeah. I mean, you can get like because people who have them as pet because they train.
yeah,
You can train wolf spiders to come to you
yeah,
and stuff. It's amazing stuff.
they're
And a lot of people
crazy.
have
And
pet
dragon
wolf
spiders
spiders,
too.
and they let them out, to sort of roam
Yeah,
in certain areas and then collect them and stuff. So, but yeah, I don't. I'm not a big fan of like keeping pets that wouldn't come back if you didn't. That's me. I should have a pet boomerang. They always come back. Not when I throw a boomerang. I have yet to throw a boomerang and have it come back to me. I'm a bit rubbish at it. Must be
What
said.
about a what about a batarang? Can you make a batarang?
A batarang. That's what we really need in life.
Dun, dun, dun.
Forward, yeah. And I get that it works. It's a good way of demonstrating the importance of structure. I
Right.
guess. I just feel like it's the same in Tai Chi with the static push and Fa Jing stuff, Like,
When you're pushing somebody against an obstacle, like
yeah,
it doesn't, none of the Silum Tao forms stuff make sense for sparring in like an open. If I'm moving, I'm not going to be rigid. It makes no sense to worry about 25%, 75% this leg, this and that. What angle are you standing on and stuff like that? It just, but that does make sense when you're pressing against somebody. So
yeah. I mean, and again, but even then, it's like if for whatever reason you are static, like how often are you going to be completely static? You're still going to be moving slightly. When you got someone pressed up against the cage, you're
but
still,
I think I have enough room here. I'm thinking about the whole, this thing
yeah,
shifting like this. Like that shit makes sense. Like when you're quickly moving and adjusting when you're pressing it up against somebody. Like I can visually spot that stuff much more there. It's still not going to be static. It's still, you're not going to learn it if you don't spar. It's just that it sort of makes sense much more in that area. But I'm not going to stand like that and be like sparring
yeah.
like this and watching my footwork that way. It's going to be loose. It's going to be like boxing more than
Yeah.
anything.
Well, again, one of the criticisms I have with, say, like Wing Chun and Tai Chi is that a lot of the practice is at where you're like the Chi Sao or the pushing hands Tai Chi stuff. It's all from a very set distance that only usually lasts a split second or a couple of seconds at most if you get into a bind with someone. It's good skill to develop, but at the same time, if you spend like 90% of your time practicing in that area, what do you do when you get into an actual fight?
Because we criticize, like when we're trying to be open and even criticize great stuff like BJJ, if you're gonna only do bottom game and only devote yourself to that and never spar with punches or kicks or anything, and you can be incredible on the ground, not even takedowns, that's not gonna serve you well, just that in a fight. But that's closer to actual fighting. That's a more integral part of fighting than a cheese house stuff in a range is.
Yeah,
And even
yeah, I'd
that we
agree
can
with you.
pull hold and stuff. So it
Yeah, because you
shouldn't
can
be
pull someone on
separated.
top of you. You're right. You can pull someone on top of you, and you can engage with them like that. But if someone doesn't want to engage with you at trapping distance, unless you're pressing up against them, you have to force it to happen, and to be able to force it to happen, just like with a lot of BJJ people though, who can't use takedowns. You know, if you want to force it to happen, you have to be able to. There was a tradition when they'd start these challenge matches to start the people, you know, like touching
Yeah.
hands, and yeah. So if you're already at that distance, then it kind of makes sense that the first person to get that punch off is got the best chance to actually win the fight, I guess. But
Oh,
do,
we
do,
did
do,
have
do, do, do,
we
do,
did
do.
power outage. That was spooky. It's not October yet, so strange.
You were saying about my, like, you know, getting a lot of people to watch that. We're already down to 0.
We bored them to death.
We
Let's
bored
go.
them with the martial
They're
talk.
more interested about turtles than fighting. Jesus Christ.
Uh,
What are your thoughts on eating owl meat? Only for survival, though. What kind of questions are these?
I think he was just getting off on the whole just
Pet thing.
asking random questions. I mean, I was having it. My girlfriend is a vegan, right? And we were having this discussion the other day.
Boyfriend. Sorry, I
Where,
can't.
yeah,
Nate.
yeah. My
Both
girlfriend
my
Nate
girlfriend
Diaz.
and my boyfriend.
my imaginary girlfriend Nate Diaz. Um, I was saying to her, you know, if you had nothing left to eat, you would eat meat. Like, it's just you would, you know, when you get that hungry, you'll eat anything. And she's like, oh, I don't know, I don't think I could cope with the texture of meat. And I'm like, people eat boiled shoes and things when they're that hungry. You know, like it does
Better
something
to be
to you.
choosers type thing, right? But I really commend both vegetarians and vegans. It seems like it might be different when somebody's born into it, but when you like decide to do something like that, it gets my like clap bravo, because it's
No,
hard to do.
I
But
was a veggie at home. I was a vegetarian at home for just over a year, and the reason I say at home was because I could control what I ate at home. But when I went out, if I ate out anywhere, the vegetarian options are so rubbish that,
right,
and even then, I would eat a lot more fish because I've got nothing against eating meat. I think my attitude against it is not attitude against it. My thoughts on it are, I don't like the way meat is currently processed. You know, killed, mass slaughter,
oh
sort
yeah,
of. So by eating at home, I didn't eat that. You know, I'd eat fish if I ate out most of the time.
right.
And but yeah, anyway, back to the 1,000 subscribers. So what are your
Yeah.
plans going forward with your channel?
So we're currently in the process of editing the whole jiu-jitsu thing. I'm not going to spoil
Yeah.
anything, but I want to get all the guys more and more involved, because so far I've been really the face and the host and running the channel,
Yeah.
but it's really all of us. But it's just they entrusted me and they said, yeah, you have experience with this stuff, so you lead the thing. But it will be more and more videos where it's joined stuff, and more like angles, and you'll see more of them than ever before, which I can't wait for that to happen. I'm
Yeah.
definitely going to put more live streams like these, and soon enough I'm thinking about buying more equipment for the channel as well, so that we have proper microphones and proper stuff. So it's going to be,
Yeah.
the plan is
I,
still kind of the same, just overall stuff like that will change for sure.
yeah. Yeah. I go, yeah, that'll be amazing. And I think I don't need to sound check because I've used this so many times before. And then I listen back to it and go, I can't even use this video. It sounds fucking awful.
Yeah, I know the feeling, especially when since I'm working now and it's like seasonal work, so it's a lot of touristy stuff, and I got much less time than during the winter. And usually this winter, whenever I would get an idea, I would just go into a room and just film it. And even if I don't edit it, I'd have all the footage. And now it feels that when I get an idea, I film it and I see that it's not up to the quality that I'd like it to be, but I just don't have time and I don't feel like forcing myself to do it because I feel it's even going to be worse than that. So there's still stuff like that that I have to figure out in terms of, like, I'm working on that Misner video. So I definitely want to be another, like, bit more grandiose video and a bit more thought out and planned. You've already seen the skit, so there's more stuff like that. So.
I had a good time filming the 1,000 subscriber special video with my girlfriend. She had the idea for the dummy. That was the best idea ever. And but yeah, I enjoyed doing, putting multiple scenes together and editing stuff and re-going back and shoot. But I feel like I got to a point where, I used to film stuff and I just upload it, one go. I had like iMovie Maker thing, and I just, I edited a few little bits in and then I'd put it up. But now I'm brutally honest with myself. Sometimes I'll film stuff, I'll watch it and I'll go, well, I wouldn't want to watch that. So I just bin it and start again. And quite often, like, it's a good process because, like, I don't know if you ever watched the very first video I did on martial arts on here. Like, I put so much effort into it. And it's like, I think it's like 40 minutes long and I put everything I wanted it. And then, like, it took me forever to edit it. And, like, and it was before I had decent, like, equipment to do it with and all the rest of it. And I'm pretty proud of it, but at the same time, it's like it was just so over-engineered and way too ambitious for a first video. And I've realised, the more you can condense it. So sometimes I'll film something, it'll be like 10 minutes long, and I'll go, I don't need half of that, and I'll refilm it. It'll be like 2.5 minutes, which is nice because then when you add a few bits and pieces to it, it's usually like around about 5 minutes. And let's face it, 5 minutes is a lot for most people to sit through stuff now.
Right.
So there's a lot of process. When I used to do music, I had a bass player and he was like, he'd always like go, right, now take that out. Now strip it down. Now half the note.
Hello and welcome to the tradition.
Yeah. I do it like that because the thing is, when you have an idea, even if you think you have an idea of what you want to say, you'll go to say it and you'll go, no, that's not what I wanted to say.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's not what I wanted to say. But
I do too. I'm joking, but I do too. So.
Yeah. But if you freestyle it in your own head first, you're not going to get it exactly the same. But then like with stand-up comedy, people like Eddie Izzard and I think Billy Connolly, probably the most famous person to take this approach. Yes, it's all written, but it's written inside your head so that it changes every time you do it because it's not a set format. So it feels more natural than if you write it down and memorize it.
Right. You've done stand-up. That's crazy to me. Like I'd enter the ring and the cage like 50 more times, and I'm never gonna do. Never
it is.
Stand up.
I have appeared in a play on stage naked, right? And I will honestly say the most terrifying thing I've ever done is stand-up comedy.
I can imagine. That's why I don't do that ever.
But it's also it's some of the biggest highs I've had when it's going well. It's just one of the biggest buzzes you can ever have.
Right.
But when you die on stage, it is the worst feeling on earth.
Jesus Christ! Like I don't have any fear of getting beaten up in a ring or in a cage, even if it's like a wild KO or just somebody fucks me up with the worst TKO ever. It's like, well, I entered the ring. Fuck it. Like fighters will understand. But like stand up, just the thought of trying to be funny and bombing, no, giant no.
I only ever like died properly once, And the
Shit.
worst of it was because I really started to buy into my own like shit. You know, I thought I was the shit, and I didn't rehearse anywhere near as much as I should. I was doing it in my own hometown, even worse. I knew loads of people that were going, and I thought, yeah, I'm going to smash this. And it was, oh no, this is even worse. They're polite and nice. It was horrible.
I wouldn't be able to come back from that. There's no life after that.
I had a couple of really good gigs after that. But you go, right, I'll go and get the camera. So I set up, and you set up, and then all of a sudden it'll be like a downpour. I'm like, I can't believe it's June. And then you run back in again, and then I should really be on this Tai Chi exercise thing. I think it'd be good, but it's not.
I think so. I think it's a very unique idea, and it's something that is like
even my girlfriend, because she like obviously she is not my target audience, right? And she says, "Oh, your videos. Oh, I hate Misner. Oh, Misner's rubbish. Misner." And I've been accused so many times. People go, "Oh, you're obsessed with Misner." And so the other day, I started counting up my videos, and like in the last like sort of 10 videos I've done, only I think 3 of them have been about sort of woo stuff, and of those, like I don't even know if any were about music. It's been a while since I did it now, actually, but it was like all different stuff that I've been doing. And when I even look at a lot of the other, but the problem is the popular videos, when people see me pop up on their timeline, they're all the Misner stuff because the Misner stuff sells.
They watch that shit, so of course they're gonna watch the stuff they wanna sort of attack and feel offended by. So of course,
it is amazing, really, isn't it? Like probably the most people that watch my Misner is a charlatan videos are people that love Misner.
Same here. Like I to this day still get comments on the oldest Misner video I made. Still to this day, it's getting like that guy that left like 7 billion comments that I'm now making a video about. That's going to be a section. Look, dude, if you cite Nick as an example of somebody who changed his mind on Misner, I just have to respond to that. That's amazing. And after like so many pseudo intellectual comments, then the last one is, I saw a YouTuber guy. I don't remember his name, but he had a weird mustache and was bald.
Yeah. And he was convinced by Misner. I mean, it's the biggest cell phone ever, but it also goes to show, you know, like there's no such thing as bad publicity to a large extent. I've proven that's rubbish on many occasions, but for a large extent, the fact that that exists is enough that people can say, "See, this guy was convinced," and most people won't even ever check to see if it's true or not.
Right. It's just so many of them want it to be true, and like you said, I think in the joint live stream that we did with Nick, like you said, where it's like some people know that it's fake, but they just still want to spread it around
and win an argument.
And it's crazy when it's all about winning that argument, and it's always presented in that pseudo intellectual sort of, and it's always they use science a lot, and it's like if you know anything, right, but if you know anything about science, then you, Alan, come on. But no, you're bad.
But your Tai Chi is awful. You're like, well, you just criticize me. No. If I was criticizing you, I would say your Tai Chi is awful.
My favorite one is your full contact is even worse than your Tai Chi.
Yeah.
What the fuck was that about? Like, how did that work? Incredible. Jesus Christ. Well, yeah, but I mean, right.
Yeah, but even leading up to it, just that initial push. But going into a realistic double leg like takedown, because it's something I really dislike about Tai Chi as well. Is a lot of it is, I just push this person away. It's like if you push someone away, they're just coming back at you again.
Well,
Like there's got to be a purpose to the push. There's got to be a follow up. There's got to be something
right.
that
It's not gonna be.
goes
It's
with it.
in the back. And then if they say, well, it's not for fighting, it's principle. Well, then show me the use of those principles. Like,
Yeah,
where's the follow up? And that's that double leg. So there you go.
yeah.
It's crazy. It's I don't know. I can't wait to finally to finalize that whole Misner video, because I know it's gonna be a shitload of them again. And it's been a while since I've made one. But yeah, it's I don't think it's gonna change. You watched. I had Ramsey and he talked about it as well. So, which is crazy, by the way. Holy fuck! Like, how did that happen?
Yeah, it's still cool.
Like, that's actually still kind of mind blowing. And it's not like I pulled some sneaky dark side secret technique of getting famous people. I just asked him politely, and he was like, "Sure." So, what the fuck? Pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, but I think it's the problem when you get to a certain popularity on like YouTube or any sort of multimedia platform, so like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. This is what other people do in similar, your viewers also watch this, and it's trying to give you hints on what to do to try and get more, views and it's like the
Right.
day I start doing that is the day I stop doing YouTube because
Right, and it's I'm not trying to be like it's not like poo-pooing some big martial arts YouTubers, because I still enjoy their content, but it's like when I would think about, well, what if this channel Martial Geeks grows big and this and that, and I watch stuff like what Sensei Seth produces, and it's such cool, well-produced videos, but I don't see myself, even if I grow that big, and I just none of my guys here would enjoy making that type of videos. It looks like cool mini documentaries, but I just so much prefer the whole, I don't know, indie type thing. I feel like if we grow big, we're gonna be just bigger budget but still indie guys. Like I don't feel like, because that's what YouTube likes, and it becomes like a huge business. And even I see Mike, who's all of them have great videos, but it just seems so much more, I don't know, like thought out documentary movie studio thing.
They start doing the rounds as like Sensei Seth and who's that karate guy, the karate geek nerd guy.
There's many.
No,
which one?
He's the one that they're all under the same PR people. There's his brother's like a MMA fighter.
Oh, Jesse Yankin. Yeah, Jesse Yankin.
Yeah.
Karate Nerd.
Karate Nerd. That's it. Yeah. So all of like you look at Sensei Seth, you look at Karate Nerd, Rokus, all of these people, like they all do the same videos. Like it's like, right, that's done now. What do we do? Because it's their PR company telling them,
right?
Well, in my opinion, it's their PR company saying this is what we're going to do now. So they all go and practice with like the Kisi guys, or Fight Lab people or whoever it is, and then they all go and
they're cool videos. It's all cool. And I see why they're growing and getting views, but it's just I don't feel like that's what I would want to do.
Yeah. Well, it's no longer those people in control. It's the system is now in control. It's like this. You just need to show up, ask your questions, take part in a little bit of a demonstration, and it's now it's TV. It's
it's TV. That's the perfect way to say. Right. I love that. It's TV. It becomes TV. It becomes that, because I don't feel like this type of live chat. It feels almost out of the question at that like size and that business model. just doing this way. I feel like, I don't know, just not my thing.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's the thing is, if you started to make a living from it, if I was making what I make from work from this, maybe I'll be like going totally against my own principles.
Right.
But
Me too. I don't know. I can't
yeah,
know, right?
but it's easy for me to say I'd never do that because I don't. I think really we've missed the boat in terms of getting to be that big, and even if I was to ever make money, I think that would be from being different instead of trying to be another
Hmm.
one of these channels. I think that's the problem is those guys made it and they're there. And I think there's a lot of people trying to copy what they do.
Yeah.
Whereas
You
if
know
you
who
want to
I
make it,
really like? Oh, I don't want to cut you off. And
oh, I
also
was
the
just gonna say,
audio. Your audio is a bit muffled now for some reason.
I mean, hang on, let me reposition this. Might be because my phone's getting a bit hot. But
Ah,
plug your stuff, Mr. Tomo.
make sure to subscribe to Martial Geeks, which is 10,000 times better channel than In Defense of the Traditional Martial Arts, where we actually do martial arts and don't just talk about martial arts, unlike what Brandon said.
I'm old. Leave me alone.
And be on the lookout of me copying Alan. I mean, me making another Misner video, and
Stealing my ideas.
yeah, pretty much. And yeah,
Just
that's
don't
about
steal
it.
Nate.
Say hi
Nate's
to
mine. Nate, I love you,
Nate. Well, anyways, always awesome chatting with you, and I hope that we can figure something out for this summer so that we can actually film some shit in person.
Nate. Yeah, I
If
really
not,
hope we can.
potentially in the UK, somewhere in the north, that's also possible, but we'll see.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay. Well, thank you very much, Tomo, and we will speak, no doubt, very, very soon, as we always do.
Yeah,
Catch you
for
soon.
sure. But also, people won't confuse us anymore because I've shortened my beard. I mean, I've shaved it off completely.
I'm glad you're growing it back. I keep telling you, you need to grow it back. I'm glad you're listening to your big brother's advice.
Yeah. Kung fu beards. Without that, it's
Well,
nothing.
you can't do your thoughtful beard stroking, and if you can't do that, can you even do kung fu?
No.
All
Well,
right,
next
catch you later,
step
Tomo.
is things like this.
Thanks for dropping by. Catch you soon.
Catch you soon. Ciao.
Bye.